One of the most talented Kiwi artists who we just absolutely adore, because not only are you someone that we have kind of grown up with watching, not only because of your dad, but also because of you. Harper Finn, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
It's such a special time.
Yes.
Your debut album.
Yep, the first one. That's just like 2 years I've had it secret to myself, and now it's time to show it to the world.
That secret, keeping it for 2 years, obviously there's a lot that goes into the process of creating all the songs that go to it. Who do you tell in that circle?
I like that question. Very few people. I mean, probably my mum and my sister. Sort of, the two most important female figures in my life, and they're probably the only two who hear stuff in a very raw, unfinished way. I'm not going to play anything to any friends or anything like that, because I want to keep it. I only want to play them the finished product. I mean, I think an artist should really listen to a few people. I think in terms of advice, I think if you open it up to everyone, you're just going to get 50 opinions, and you're going to lose sight of what you're trying to make. I mean, this is my first album as well, so it's not even like we're talking 2-3 albums into my career. This is like still very much the beginning. I feel like I've been in the beginnings of my career for like 5-6 years. It's kind of surreal, but this is why I'm very excited to have it out, because it's sort of there's a letting go and a freedom that I will get, I think, or I hope I will get on the other side of this.
You're so interesting to talk to. Like, you really are. I could talk to you all day, but I can't sit here all day because you've got things to do. You got to move back home.
Oh yeah, I got to play a song for you guys as well.
And you got to sing.
I'm a singer. I'm not a talker. Yeah.
You can do both very easily though.
Yeah.
You could do one of those.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes.
Complete sidetrack. This is where my mind goes.
I'm interested in it.
I've heard it's really hard to do to play the guitar and talk at the same time.
Oh yeah, I mean it's often like because it's like the equivalent of doing this.
Yeah, it kind of
That's what it is. Like, this is good practice. If you want to do that at home, start with this, and then maybe you'll get to the point where you can do both on stage.
And what we're seeing with this brand new album, Satellite is the new single. How long has that been there? What's the process behind this, and why is the next single? Satellite,
I mean, this is probably the song that has the most meaning in it for me in terms of the sentiment. I mean, it's a song about sitting on my rooftop in New York. And one thing I realized in New York is they don't have stars. It's just all light pollution. So I was looking up, couldn't see any stars, but as I often do, I looked up and I was sort of thinking about people that weren't around, people that I missed, people that haven't seen in a very long time, and this sort of wave of kind of melancholy came over me, but at the same time it was like, a hope for the future, a hope and optimism, and sort of that feeling of they're still here with me. So it's a song about that, being out on my own in a foreign land, far away in the cold, but sort of looking up and feeling like, okay, those people are still with me. Those people are still here.
Yes, okay, I'm sorry. So poetic when you talk. I mean, like, you being a songwriter is a thing, man.
Yeah,
obviously.
well.
This debut album,
yes.
Silo Park.
Yeah.
Why the name Silo Park? Because I instantly picture...
Well, it's the one down the road from here.
Yeah.
It's not far. I mean, the reason that I named it that is because it's probably the weirdest song on the album. It's very obscure, it's quite dark, there's like a scary vibe to it, honestly. And I just liked that, I was kind of going through all the song titles and I went, let's call it that, because it will kind of add an extra layer to that song and make people sort of do a double take, which I wanted people to do with that song. Because it's the last song on the album, it doesn't resolve the album, it sort of leaves you in a sort of, hang on, what's next? Almost like a cliffhanger, it being the title track. Sort of, it makes people really have to give it a second listen.
That's so well thought out, but it also makes me think then, for this tour you're doing, with the 2 shows, are we starting with Silo Park?
Well, that's not a bad idea. It's interesting. I mean, there's like a full circle loop, like you can kind of finish that song and play the album and it can just kind of go in this infinite loop. So maybe there's something to be said about playing it in reverse. I love all those albums where people say, listen to it in reverse, there's a theory behind it, or there's like a hidden message.
Oh, here we go. It's an Easter egg.
It's an Easter egg, I'm putting them in there.
So a couple of weeks ago, you actually did a showcase where some lucky people got to hear your album and hear the process and everything for you before it came out. How was that feeling for you? Explain that night.
Probably one of the favorite shows I've ever done, because it just felt very reminiscent of kind of the very early performances I ever did. You're playing to a room with a lot of people, a few people you know, a lot of people you don't, but it felt like we were all just hanging out at someone's house, maybe my house, and I was just playing in the living room, which is kind of what I grew up doing. Like, it's just nice to play songs to 30, 40 people who are sitting on a rug looking up, and then you can just talk about the songs. Like everyone there felt like they was just as much a part of it as I was.
I actually kind of, even in you explaining that, can envision what that would have been like.
Oh yeah. Music being something that is transferred in person. Like I'm playing you my song, I'm giving you my record. You know, you do a lot of that work online these days, but I think, you know, for this album, I wanted people to be able to touch it, hear it, see me, shake my hand. I want all of that to be part of the release.
How does your vision, especially for a project that took 2 years to create, it's a lot of time in terms of life being lived.
It is, yeah.
How does that vision, if at all, change throughout those 2 years?
I mean, I was probably 24 when I started making this record, so, you know, 24, 25, 26, very key years of the maturation process. So there was quite a big gap between who I was then and who I am now. I've definitely changed sonically, and there's been, you know, I've got a different haircut than I used to have back in the day, but I almost feel like there was the songs were sort of like a premonition or something, because I've grown into them. I relate to them more than I did. Kind of feel like I'm retrospectively understanding myself more, if that makes sense. You know, looking back and being like, oh, Harper, that's what you meant. That's what you were trying to say. I get it now. It's weird. It's like weird.
Yes, man.
Yes, I know what you're talking about now, mate. It's like, you know, it's like had to continue living with the song to really understand what I was saying.
That's so interesting. It's also really cool that in a way you've got that talent to have a premonition for Harper in the future, 2 years down the track, you know?
Totally.
Lucky, I wish George had one of those.
I like to feel that, you know, everything that I'm referencing and sort of drawing from is the same. You know, I want there to be a consistency. When it's all said and done, 40, 50 years from now, I want people to be able to look back at my career and sort of see a thread from the beginning right through to the end. So, you know, it's kind of important for me to keep hammering home these visual ideas and these sort of the things that I feel are me.
Oh,
yeah.
As you've witnessed so much from this chat today, and I could talk to you all day, I've said it. Harper Finn, you are so incredibly talented, and I can't wait for these 2 shows. I can't wait for people to keep lapping up this album. When are you going to be after this tour next at home?
Well, I'm going to be spending most of the summer here. So I'm going to be very, I haven't had a summer, Christmas, summer, New Year's for 3 years. So I'm like, you know, I need it badly. So I'll be around for all the summer, and, you know, there'll be more shows and there'll be more things, you know, popping up very soon. So excited.
So basically, watch this space.
Watch the space. I'm home. I'm coming home. Yeah, that's what's happening.